Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Way Faith Tabernacle, God in You Youth Ministries. I am Missionary Wright, and today I wanted to get on and teach the youth about the books of the Bible and why it's important to know the books of the Bible. In the Old Testament, there are 39 books. In the New Testament, there are 27 books, which makes 66 books in all. Why it's important to know the books of the Bible? Because it gives you a foundation. It gives you a beginning, and it also gives you a start to knowing your way around the Bible. I'll give you a fun example. We've all played with blocks and we've all played with Legos. And in order to build with those blocks and Legos, you have to have a foundation to build upon. And that's why it's important to know the books of the Bible, because it gives you a foundation. If I ask my class to go to John 3:16 in the New Testament, they can be confused because there are 4 Johns in the New Testament. There is John, then there's 1st John, 2nd John, 3rd John. So if I ask my kids to go to John 3:16, they will know that John comes after Luke and is before Acts. They also will know to turn to the 3rd chapter and go down to verse 16. That's John 3:16. Another important reason why it's important to know the books of the Bible, because a lot of churches across the world do Bible drill. And Bible drill is when the teacher asks the students to turn to a certain chapter, and then the first one that do and read the verse wins that round. So if I ask my children to turn to John 3:16, the first thing they will have to do with Bible drill is make sure that their Bibles are closed. Then when I say John 3:16, they go into the Bible as fast as they can. They know to go to the New Testament, turn to John, go to the 3rd chapter, and read verse 16 as fast as they can. And whoever does it first, they win that round of Bible drill. And it's a really fun game. So that's another reason why it's very important to know the books of the Bible. In the Old Testament, the books of the law are Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. The books of history in the Old Testament is Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther. The books of poetry and wisdom in the Old Testament is Job, Psalms, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastics. The books of the major prophets in the Old Testament are Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, and Daniel. The minor prophets in the Old Testament are Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Those are the books of the Old Testament. Now we're going to go into the New Testament. The 4 Gospels in the New Testament are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The book of history in the New Testament is Acts. The letters in the New Testament are Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Jude. The book of prophecy in the New Testament is Revelations. So if you study these up under their titles, it will make it way easier for you to remember the books and to get the books of the Bible down packed so you can know how to play Bible drill when you go back to church and get a chance to be sitting in your Sunday school class and your teacher say turn to John 3:16, you'll automatically know to go to the New Testament. Rush as fast as you can, get to that 3rd chapter and look down at verse 16 and be the winner in Bible drill. I enjoyed coming on today and sharing this Books of the Bible lesson with you. I hope that you get something out of the lesson, and I will see you next time. I wish you all safety and many, many blessings. God bless.